42 victory over the Picayune Maroon Tide. What a night it was. Can you elaborate on what that night, from your perspective, was like?
I mean, yeah, it was a emotional ball game. It was a game that we knew was going to be different, whether it was high scoring or low scoring. It was just there was a feel to the game, and it always is when you're playing Picayune of something's going to be different. Somebody's going to have to step up in a different way than they usually do, whether it be offense, defense, special teams, and all around. I felt like our guys executed our game plan pretty well. And I mean, and that's as a group, not offensively, defensively, or special team. Just as a full unit, there's some great execution going on, and it was it's always great to go to Picayune and get a win. They're a staple in 6A. They're going to be talked about in the state championship every year, this year included. They got some great players, and you go over there and have a dominant performance on one side of the ball and do what you have to do on the other side, and then you dominate the special teams aspect of the game, and you come out on top, man. And
Yeah.
I love playing Picayune during the season. It gives our guys a great measuring stick of one, how tough are you, and two, what are you willing to do to win a ball game? Because Picayune brings that out of you.
Yeah, they do. It's like you said, it's them being the status quo right now, the standard of coast football right now. Like by in the last couple of years, winning those state championships,
Yep.
and Coach Stockner does a great job with
Yeah, he
his
does a
program.
phenomenal job.
Great job, Class A organization. Um, but what stood out about your team the most in the win?
Uh, the is one thing, and it is a very has nothing to do with something that actually happened on the field. Oh, we're walking into the locker room at halftime. It's 42 to 28. I'm pretty sure it's the halftime score. And if you're not familiar with high school football, most people aren't familiar with that. What actually goes on sidelines? You're kind of an outlier there. You get to see sideline interaction. A lot of times when either there's a lot of points being scored or there's no points being scored, there's fussing on the sideline from either the side that's doing good and the side that's not,
Right.
and there's those issues. We're walking in the locker room, and something I've just not heard at Ocean Springs is where is a defense player walking in the locker room right in front of me. He had no idea I was standing right behind him, and offense, y'all keep doing y'all's thing. Y'all got this. And that stood out to me more than anything else in the ball game.
Yeah.
Is the fact that we just come off a game at Pascagoula that was completely opposite of that. It was the offense couldn't get much going. Defense was out there a lot. They were making big stops. They were keeping the offense in the game for the majority of the game, and backing people up from the +5 all the way to the +30 and making them miss field goals. And then you go to just the opposite of defense is struggling a little bit. They're giving up yardage, they're giving up points, and your offense is clicking. They're doing good. Special teams gets you a couple extra possessions, and then you got those guys that can communicate like that. They know it's not going to be the same thing every week. They're not prideful. It's like, hey, we're going to struggle stopping them. Y'all keep doing what y'all are doing, and we're going to make this thing happen. That was probably the thing that I was most proud of throughout the night is hearing is actually the defensive player of the game that said that, and he has no idea unless he's listening right now that I know that he said that. I never told him that I heard he said that. I never mentioned it until now, and that was the thing I was most proud of throughout that game is that kid and our defense being like, hey, we're going to do what we can to get a stop. Y'all keep doing y'all's thing, and we're in this together, and we got your back as much as we can. Y'all keep doing your thing.
And they needed that
Yeah.
that vote of confidence because Picayune brought their lunch as usual. And,
They always do.
right. And our guys they came to eat.
Yep.
They prepared for it and they stepped up on big time plays, and all that went into a play. With some good old coaching because you was calling the right plays at the right time and the scheming them up. 3 straight onside kicks, man. Have you ever done that before? Or was that a first for you?
That was a first.
Well,
That was a first.
hey, you was feeling good, man. Like you got one, let's get another one.
Yeah, and we knew that it may come to that.
Yeah.
I feel really good about our defense. Our defense does a phenomenal job and has for. I gave up 0-17, 4 or 0-17-7 in our first 3 ball games. We got a good defense, but
Yeah.
Picayune's different,
Yeah.
and we didn't have the size up front to match and what they had to do, and it's just preparing for Picayune's always a different thing, and I knew that there were going to be points scored, and Coach Collins did a great job with working stealing some possessions, whether it be punt fakes or kick onside kicks, whatever the case is. We had to steal a couple,
Right.
and they executed. And when Peyton, that's our place kicker, whenever he's feeling it, he kicked some great onside kicks, and he did it all week, and he did it so well all week that he gave me a lot of confidence in doing it. And actually, the first one, I told him to onside to the right, and which Coach Collins and them made an adjustment just based off personnel that was out there. And they onside kicked to the left. We got it back, and I was like, I'm glad y'all went away from me and did what you need to do. Just don't mess up doing that. But no, they did a great job, man. Getting those extra possessions, and like we talked about, we were down 28-21 at one point. The first half ends up 42-28, and I think Picayune's offense touched the field for a minute and a half of the second quarter.
Yeah.
And other than that, we had the ball, and that's just taking the game away from them and the game that they want to play, and they're wearing their defense down. Our defense got center intent for 9 minutes in the second quarter.
That was crazy. It ain't too many people can say they've been to Picayune, Lee Triplet Stadium, and walked away with a victory like that.
We got 2 of them.
I know it. Ain't too many people can say it happened. Like
No,
it seems like y'all can go to Picayune, Greyhounds can go to Picayune and beat them there, and they'll come to the Pep and beat.
Yeah, I was about to say they can say the same thing back to me, but no, it's I really do enjoy going to play there.
Yeah.
And it not necessarily. I like playing Coach Stogner.
We just don't like their locker, the visitor locker.
No, the visiting locker rooms is not good. But Coach Stogner promised me, he goes, that's on the top of my to-do list next year is at least get some AC, some paint. Which paint doesn't do anything for us, but you get a little more space over there. But that's part of playing in old Mississippi town football is. You're not going to get treated like royalty, and you shouldn't. And no visiting team should get treated like royalty. It's not. It's you go there, you get stuck in the old junior high locker room, and you better make do what you can. And our guys have done that the last 2 times they've gone over there. But going over there and playing, Coach Stogner won as a class act. I love talking to him. I love talking ball with him. I love coaching against him, and then they're talking ball, y'all guys that do all the podcast stuff, and they do interviews with the opposing coach each week. Do a great job. 1 with communication, 2 with every time they've gotten me on a podcast, their information is spot on. They've done their homework. It's not just going on there and hey, talk about your team. No, they know about our team at that point. They've watched film. They're on Picayune's huddle. They're breaking us down, and that makes for a great live stream / atmosphere, YouTube podcast, whatever you want to call it. They just do a great job all around, and I really want to recognize those guys for doing that.
Shout out to Clay Sweets and Slick.
Old Riggy.
Yeah, shout out to Talking Ball crew for everything, man. Coach, all right, let's talk about your quarterback, your young sophomore quarterback, Chalmers Bergen's performance. He played phenomenal, and he was lights out.
Yeah, he was. But a lot of credit, and I'm sure that he probably said it in his interview that we're going to show later. I hadn't watched it yet, but I'm sure uh, credit to the offensive line.
Yeah.
At the majority of the snaps, they had two SEC football players standing in front of him. They gave him time. They let him process. He is young. He needs a little extra time to where 2 years from now, some of those throws, they don't have to give him as much time. Well, this offensive line's giving him that time, and then they're allowing us to run the football the way we ran the football that night, and that opens up the pass game. But Chalmers did a great job on his own of one taking the game plan, knowing exactly what I wanted out of each play, what I was looking at whenever I was calling plays, and then deciphering that out and then throwing accurate footballs and giving his playmakers a chance to make a play. And I think I said in an interview right after the game was over was they were like, well, you had Sherrod, who was a first-team All-State, 7A All-State player, and then you don't start him at quarterback and start a sophomore. What's with that? And I'm like, well, Sherrod's a great football player, and he did not have to play quarterback this game because of the way we were rolling. And there will be games where he plays
He did
maybe
take a snap.
60, 70% of the snaps in a game, but we have a kid who can get it to all of our playmakers. And, Sherrod has great ability at quarterback. He does great things at quarterback, but it's more based around the run game. And when he goes to quarterback, you got Ian, you got Sherrod, you got Hayden, you got Logan, you got both the running backs. I mean, you have this, and Jeremiah, and a plethora of guys that you can get the ball to, and that's what makes our offense deadly right now. And then when we need to go to Sherrod and the run game, and Sherrod can throw the ball too. Whenever we need to do that, he can jump in and do it, and he just didn't have to Friday night.
Nope, he didn't. It seemed like we didn't have no turnovers.
We had turnover on downs.
One. Down.
Yeah.
One. Okay.
A bad play call myself. I'll put that on me.
Okay. But other than that, they was, like I say, they was scoring on every drive. Like the Berglund brother connection was on again twice this week.
Yep.
I was gonna tell their mom and dad they need to get that trademark pack, man. Hey, 'cause that is something right there. The Berglund brother connection is real.
The oldest one's mad at me that we didn't throw to him when he was a senior.
Right.
So,
hey man, right now, hey, time change.
no, those guys have developed a good chemistry,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing as a unit or as a receiving core unit that those two brothers can go out there and do that, and Sherrod and Ian and Jeremiah and Logan and all those other guys understand that. Hey, it's not just because they're brothers.
Right.
It's because Hayden is really good at doing what he needs to do as well. He's great at getting open. He's reliable and running the correct route. He's not going to make a whole lot of mistakes or bust there. And he's got great hands too. But they're all starting to gel as a unit, and it's. I knew we had a great spring, we had a great summer, good fall camp, but I knew it was going to take several games for those things to start meshing out. And Friday night you saw it, and hopefully it can continue. Obviously, you're not gonna throw for 330 yards every game, but that was a great start to his career and kind of a little coming out party for a sophomore quarterback.
He put up some statewide numbers, and we'll hear more from that later. Like you mentioned, your offensive line, the role of your senior SEC commit, Jaden Ross over here, he had I forgot to send the soundbite to you, Hunter. He had a nice little soundbite, his message to the Alabama commit on the other side when he told him he do this. Them two would have to see each other again here.
Oh, yeah, they'll see each other again.
So Jaden held his own, man. Like, we got some good clips I'm pretty sure you'll show later. But that him and RJ and Corbin
And
and yeah,
Cohen and
and
Ethan and
Ethan and
Sebastian,
Sebastian, man, they held their own
they
against
play
that front.
they played really well.
They did.
Jaden did a phenomenal job with number 74. That's a, like you said, it's an Alabama commit defensive end, and very similar to when Zaylen was over there and they had the Auburn committed defensive end.
Mhm.
They tried to move him to the other side. Well,
Yeah.
you had RJ over there that did the same thing with him, and RJ's not an SEC commit.
Mhm.
RJ's got a couple of offers, none of them big offers, but RJ did a fantastic job with him as well. And then they take 72, the offensive lineman that's committed to Vanderbilt, and they find Sebastian. That's our one sophomore out there, and we got four seniors, one sophomore. One he looks different than them because all the rest of them are 6'1" to 6'5", anywhere from 250 to 320, and then you got Sebastian who's 5'8" and he's 250 pounds,
Brutus.
and old Brutus, and they put their biggest player on Brutus, and he just he gets everything about him, and he goes at it.
He
And
wasn't scared,
as a
man.
sophomore, he is not scared.
Yo.
And yes, he may get beat once or twice, but he is giving you 100% everything
play.
he has. And I never, since game 2, the pedal game, I have 100% confidence, and he is going to give me 100% effort, even if he's wrong, and I can deal with that.
Yeah.
And he'll learn and he'll grow. And the best thing for him is he's playing with 4 senior offensive linemen, but he'll learn and he'll grow. And he's grown so much in a month that he's going to be like a seasoned junior in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. And it's perfect.
And he's learning calls that no sophomore offensive lineman should learn.
Yeah.
He's working with 4 seniors who can run a college level call system and make adjustments, and he can change from one puller to another, and instead of pulling a guard, we'll pull a center on this one, depending on the front, and he's able to adjust to that. Now it took him a couple weeks of full out play to understand it, but he's able to do stuff that most senior offensive linemen cannot handle.
Yeah.
And it's changing a play, and a half a second later snapping the ball.
Yeah.
And he's learning how to handle those things. And kudos to our 4 seniors for, 1, being patient with him, and 2, teaching him and not getting frustrated with him.
Yeah. I never hear them boys arguing with each other.
They don't, and that's I'm sorry, I say they don't. Coach Lee will argue with them, and then they don't argue back. But like that's
I get what you
it is a Coach Lee driven group, and he has done such a great job with that. 1 year in and year out here, and then when I first met Coach Lee in 2014 at Clinton, when me and him both took jobs there at the same time, I've never seen a coach who gets a group to mold better than he does. And when I say mold, like gel, come together, they eat lunch together, they walk around together, they whatever the case is. And I don't know what he does to do it, but every group that I've seen Coach Lee have, they're like that.
Yeah.
And it's not an argumentative group. It's we get in there and we fix things, and we go eat Waffle House together. Whatever it is. Coach Lee does a phenomenal job of that.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Robin Lee, the Korean warrior. You should have never gave him that
No, I
nickname.
shouldn't have.
All right, man. All right, let's talk about our defensive spark from this game, Peyton Jones, man. This was the wild card of the game.
And his stats weren't the biggest on stat sheet this week. It was the job that he had to do.
Yeah.
And that, when you're playing somebody like Picayune, there's going to be 1, 2, 3 people that have a dirty job to do. And when I say dirty, it's you're not going to have a lot of tackles. You're eating up blocks.
Yeah.
You're making sure that there's no penetration to the linebacker, so your linebackers can make tackles. And Peyton got done with that job this week, and it was a Sunday meeting thing where we knew that there was going to have to be somebody to do this job, and Coach Carmody said, I got the perfect guy for it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because of no reason other than he knew that Peyton would do his job.
Yeah.
No matter what the circumstance was, no matter what the situation was, if he wanted to go, if there was a 3rd and 24 where somebody knew they'd go get a big sack, Peyton was going to do what Coach Carmody asked of him.
Yeah.
And he did that all night. Yeah, 3-4 tackles maybe, had a sack, and that was on a very interesting looking play, another tackle for a loss. But every single time he was lining up in front of an SEC offensive lineman and doing exactly what Coach Carmody asked about him and keeping him off of other people so other people go make plays. And that's the reason Peyton Jones was Defense Player of the Week. He opened up opportunities, one, for us to have that fumble right there on the 1 yard line. He takes a player out of the play that usually takes 3 people out of a play. And then on a 3rd and 8, he creates a 4th and 20. And, just very small, minor things during the game where you may not even known he was out there except for those 2 plays. But he was out there every snap doing those things to keep people available to make tackles.
Because he listened to his coach, and his coach put him in the right position to succeed. It's not hard. It ain't hard. You ain't got to be the best in the world. You ain't got to be the best athlete. Just listen to the coach.
And we aren't always right, but that night, Coach Carmody and them were right. They found the right player to do the right job, and Peyton executed it 100% effectively. And whatever you want to look at, they scored 42 points. Okay, well, we scored 56, and we needed 2 stops. They got 2 stops.
If it like people say it wasn't no defensive guy, it was defensive.
Oh, there were some battles going on.
Yeah, you just had to see that because if it wasn't no defense, the score probably would have been 100 and something to 100 and something for real.
Oh, I'd love for the defense not to come out there. It makes stuff a lot easier. But no, they did a great job. It was one of those, Jacoby and Brody are always all top of the stat sheet every week, and it was. I talked to Jacoby right after the game, and he was like, "Coach," and he said one of those explicits, and I never hear him curse or anything. I'm tired, I'm tired, and he was out there for a long time, man.
Ball getting doubled all night.
I think he had 12, 14 tackles, and he's like, "Coach, I'm tired. I just want to go home." That's what Picayune will do to you.
I see what you mean when you were like Jacoby and Brody can possibly win Defensive Player of the Week, and Aiden.
Every single week.
Every week they can win it every week.
Them 3 can win it every week.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I see it. I'm talking about double digits and everything every week, man.
I mean, they're probably accounting for about 50% of our tackles right now, if not more.
Yeah, it's been a sight, man.
Yeah.
Let's get to see some of those clips, man.
Okay.
So let's before we dive into the X's and O's of the big win, let's shout out our presenting sponsor of this segment, the Garage, for fueling Greyhound football coverage each and every week. Make sure you join us this Thursday at 12 o'clock for our coaches luncheon, where we get to present all the players of the week, the awards. So this week it'll be QB1 Chalmers Berglund, Defensive Player of the Week Peyton Jones, and that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. All right, and Bryson Fields, our Special Teams Player of the Week, got his field house card today after practice, right?
Yeah, he got that old $15, $20 Cane's gift card. He's going to be eating good for a couple days.
Yes, he is, man. That's what's up.
Unless you get the Caniac, then it's one day. But.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man. So, all right, we're finna go and pay some bills, and we're going to be right back with Coach Bramlett inside the huddle. All right, we are back with Coach Bramlett's Inside the Huddle, brought to you by the Garage, fueling Greyhound football each and every week. All right, take it away, Coach.
We're going to start out with the second play of the ball game. Ian Harlan had the first play, just something trying to get the ball out of Chalmers' hands pretty quickly. Slow down an SEC defensive end, trying to let him get a whole lot of beat on the pass rush or anything, and then come right back to Sherrod, man. Sherrod did not have a huge first half, but a big impact to start out our first drive. I mean, Ian has a 30-yard play. Sherrod comes right behind him. They give a different look to a formation that, we thought we had a beat on what they were going to be doing to it. They give a little bit of a different look to it. Hayden does a good job with his block. Ian gets just enough, and I apologize for the film right now. It's a little bit different than what we usually have at the house. But Sherrod does a great job making the first guy miss and then takes down the sideline. All I hear right there is Coach Lampley talking about, I think he's gone, I think he's gone. And, I'm thinking he gets pushed out to 1, and turns out he's pushed out about 6 or 7. Kind of call a very unfortunate play the next play that ends up in a touchdown, but it's something that we wouldn't have usually called. But Sherrod does a great job right here, make a guy miss, gets behind his big blocker Hayden, takes the sideline, and just kind of takes the air out of a team who has probably been pretty pumped up to play this game. They're playing a 3-0 7A team at their house. I'm sure they're pumped up to play it. Wanted to highlight Lanny Waltman's first touchdown this year. I'm very sorry for this film again, but we'll get to the start of the play. Lanny has been doing the dirty work at running back for 3 weeks.
Scatterboo.
And, yeah, I mean, he's Cam Scatterboo all the way. And been doing dirty work, 40 yards a game here, 60 yards a game here, never hitting pay dirt. And he finds it twice this game, and this one was just a big-time run from him. And it was one of those, I'm not going to be denied. We're giving him a chance inside the 10-yard line. And give me some blockers out there, and I'll make the last guy pay for it. And that's how Lanny runs a football. We challenged his physicality a little bit in the week during practice of, hey, you're a physical runner, but we've been running really high, where we haven't been running like Lanny runs. And he proved a point this week. He gets behind his shoulder pads, punishes a kid right there at the goal line, and has a great night doing it. I think he was kind of a runner-up for play of the game. Had Chalmers not had such a big game, had rushed it 11 times for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's a big-time 7A football game.
You woke up a sleeping giant.
Well, I'm glad we did, because a two-headed monster with him and Solo back there
That's what we've been waiting on all year.
That's hard to handle. I mean, I'll tell them a lot of times your biggest weapon is that guy standing next to you, because, I mean, dude, you not many teams have that capability in the backfield where you can't focus on Solo, you can't focus on Lanny, because the other one's going to hurt you. Yeah. Right here, big-time special teams play right before the half. I think there's 57 seconds left in the half. And, yeah, it's just one of those against Picayune that you got to it's hard for them to score in 50 seconds. So you can kick that onside kick, and they do have a great field goal kicker. Our kicker does a great job of seeing where they are. Our last 2 onside kicks that come over here, they overload this side, and Peyton goes the other way with it. We have Sherrod up top who does a great job of recovering it, punches something out there, and Sherrod just kind of walks right into it to the point where I thought it was going to be so nonchalant that he was going to drop it or let it go by him, but ran right through it, gave us an opportunity to put 7 more points on the board. This is the very next play right before the half. We're up 7. Next play after the onside kick recovery, go to Ian Harlan, and their man coverage on him. And Ian has done a phenomenal job in man coverage this year. No matter if it's winning on the route, if it's running over somebody like he does right here, it's just getting open and giving his quarterback an opportunity. And he does it, loses track of the ball, kind of Willie Mays catches it right there over the opposite shoulder. And then, want to reward him for a job well done. 2, got put in a situation where it was score a touchdown this play, we're going to kick a field goal and take our 3 out of it. We feel like we stole 3. Well, something that Ian does a great job with, and these 2 receivers up top, just one, we got route concepts going everywhere, and then Ian pops and Chalmers sees him, and Chalmers takes the hit late for delivering the ball and standing in the pocket.
He
But
tough. Tom was tough.
he'll take the hit, deliver it to Ian, and Ian is as reliable as they come as a receiver. And, we dialed that play up just for something like that. And then Coach Lampley does a great job of, we're searching for, what we're going to run next to, one, either score or make sure we have the opportunity to keep the field goal at the end. And Coach Lampley just right there on spot. He goes, hey, we got the call for it, comes out with it. Kudos to Coach Lamp for coming out with that and being ready to go. And then I'm going to throw another assistant coach some kudos on this play. We're backed up. Kagan Lyman does a great job of following on a fumble that's created, I think, by Santiago right there on the 1 yard line. We're coming out of the half. We're up 2 scores, and they drive the field. They get all the way down to inside the 5. Santiago puts his hat on the ball. Kagan falls on top of it, the 1 yard line. Kind of one of those just grateful they're not scoring, but, you do still have an opportunity. You got to go 99 yards, and, we're bring the huddle in. We get the personnel together, and I hear our offensive line coach say, Coach, take a shot. Mm-hmm. All right, well, we were going to take a shot. It's going to be to Sherrod. and Sherrod, he's down here at the bottom of the screen. He pushes him, creates leverage. Chalmers does a great job with the snap. You can see we got defensive linemen down here cutting. 72's trying to come up the pipe, and that's a big old boy coming up the pipe right there. They go to a 5 down front and then send everything at him. Chalmers lays a catchable ball out there for Sherrod, and then,
skint back.
Chop takes care of the wrist, skint back, tilt that head back, and let's roll.
It's over with.
But yeah, that's that was the backbreaker. That was separating their game. In that ball game was going up 21 right there.
Yeah.
That gives you some cushion, especially when they're the team doesn't throw the ball very much. You stay away from the big play, and you can kind of ice that thing up at that point.
Man, you just had to be there to see all of it. Like you said earlier, you can always go back and watch the Talking Ball y'all's live broadcast on YouTube, their YouTube page.
Yep.
And I think the Picayune Memorial have their own page. I think you can watch it live on. So you can always go back and watch. That's probably one of the best high school games I've seen in a while.
It was a good one, man.
It really was.
It really was. There's going to be defensive people that say that, but even our defensive staff was, that was a heck of a ball game. That was 2 really good teams going against each other, and they brought everything they had that night. And even Picayune's defense, yes, they gave up 56 points. They were not a bad defense.
No.
It was just circumstantial.
And we ain't either. We gave up 2, and we not a bad defense.
No, and it was just circumstantial of how the game was going, and you put a team's back against the wall, what's going to come out of the other side? I mean, the offense was going to do everything in their power to score and make sure that we were staying on top of that game. And, when you get that will to win, sometimes it's not always about what's out there. It's about how you're going to put it in the end zone. And offense executed that night. Defense did enough and came out on top, and special teams gave us a couple extra possessions.
Yeah, it was a night. All right, so that was Inside the Huddle with Coach Bramlett. We're going to let Coach Bramlett go and take a break and enjoy his Tuesday night here at Knuckleheads like you can with us every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Come down here. We got tonight on the menu. He don't got no special tonight, but, I think I'm going to try the boudin egg rolls. They got the fried egg roll stuff with pork boudin and cheese. Served with some house-made ramelot. What that word is?
Ramelot.
Yeah, that right there. I'm country, man. Yeah, I'm going to try something different.
I don't think I said it right, but they do have a shrimp po' boy with some type of whatever crazy sauce on it that all these players get that's not on the menu that looks phenomenal.
Tell what's the name of that po' boy with the shrimp sauce and all that stuff? What they call? Sweet chili. Oh, hold on. Sweet chili shrimp
po' boy.
Po' boy.
Yeah, it's not on the menu, but them players get it, and they really like it. So
So, Coach, before we go inside the sideline access with Chase Spring, our players of the week this week. Offensive player of the game, defensive player against special teams of the game. You want to break down those three?
Yeah, Chalmers obviously had a great game. I think it was 10 of 13 for 325-ish with 4 touchdowns, and just did a great job of getting the ball to his playmakers. One, knowing the game plan, getting us in great calls, getting us in great looks, and then executing it and delivering the ball with some football players in front of him that are really good football players. They're, you got an SEC defensive end coming at you as a 15-year-old sophomore. It can be intimidating. He handled it with poise and did what I've been seeing out of him since he was a ninth grader. Was just waiting for that breakout moment and had a great ball game. And he's going to build on it every week. And yes, he will still have some sophomore lumps, but I think he'll build on that every week and learn and start to decipher some of these defense a little bit. But I did figure out, with him, it's a show him exactly what you want him to see each and every week. And I know that's every high school football player, but to him even a little more so. He pays a little bit more attention to detail to certain things, and that's what we're going to do week in, week out with him is his attention to detail is so high that you got to show him the exotics. You got to show him the what ifs. It's like, what if they do this? Well, here's your answer. And most high school kids, you don't have to do that. But with him, I feel like if I give him the what ifs, that he'll excel. And Picayune gave us some what ifs, and he executed.
Yeah.
And Peyton, we talked about Peyton a lot earlier. I won't talk a whole lot on him going forward, but he he did exactly what was asked of him. He took a very tough job and knew it wasn't going to be glorious, and he did it very well. Yeah. And that's why he's player of the week. And just doing what your coach asked of you, doing it with a lot of effort and intensity, and the stats didn't show, but had a great night. And then Bryson Fields, his first time on kickoff unit for a full game, and I think he had 3 or 4 tackles. Big time tackle. Yeah, stuff that we're going to save some long return yardage, and that's something for him to grow into. He's a very athletic football player. He's got a good sense for the game. Yes, he is undersized, but Bryson's making an impact where he can, and right now he's doing it on the kickoff unit.
Man, he got some good, clean, open field tackles. Make sure y'all tune into our all social media platforms. We on everything, even Cash App. So you'll see some of his big plays. I make sure I show everything from special teams to tackles, because I know I don't want no kid to be left out on anything. I even got our
that's what
snappers.
We're doing it for.
Yeah, everything's for the kids, man, because this is their time. This is their moment for them to always look back at and to be like, dang, man, what a time to be alive. Because I'm 42 and I still look back at my time, and it ain't nothing like what they got. So I can only imagine how they gonna look back. All right, Coach, we're gonna go to our players of the game segments, and then after that we'll come back with our one and only special team guru, Michael Collins Jr. That's it, man. He ain't no stranger here.
Hey, tight ends coach too. His tight end had a great game.
Oh my God, yeah. He's on cloud nine.
Oh, I bet he is.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna be right back. We're gonna pay some bills. We're gonna be right back with our players of the game spotlight.
Seneca Hampton, where you at, boss?
This is Chase Spring here with Chalmers Berglund, the offensive player of the game. Chalmers, you had a great game last week. 4 passing touchdowns, over 300 passing yards. great carries on rushing. Just how do you feel about your performance last week?
I mean, I feel great. Offense played good all night, all week. We prepared for it. Everybody, star players, offensive line did great. Receivers did great. Everywhere, we just made plays.
Now, high-scoring game, offense, and for y'all and for Picayune, just how do you feel about high-scoring game like that?
I mean, we knew exactly how to exploit their defense the whole time. I mean, we knew that our defense didn't play maybe their best game, but we played our best all week. We knew what they were going to do, and we were able to win every single drive.
All right, now looking forward to next week. You'll have Biloxi at home. Just what are y'all feeling about that game so far?
It's been slow the past 2 days, but I think we'll be able to pick it up and we'll be able to dominate them by Friday.
Now, just what is one thing you have noticed about the team that's been growing on the offense?
I think maybe the morale, we've been way more happy. We've been playing way harder effort. We've just been way more happy with ourselves. I think it's helped a lot.
All right, Chalmers, good luck to you. And this is Chase Spring with Bingo Media signing off. This is Chase Spring with Bingo Media here with Peyton Jones, Defensive Player of the Week. Peyton, you had a sack, a tackle for a loss, a couple other tackles and big plays. How do you feel about the game last week?
I think it went really well. We followed the game plan. Just chopped 72 the whole game. He was our best player. Really didn't show out. And we just kept following that, and we succeeded through the night.
Now, how do you feel about your overall performance, your performance?
I think I did pretty well. I chopped him the whole game. He didn't make any big plays, and I got him a sack and a tackle for loss, so I think I did pretty well.
Now, the defense allowed a lot of points last game, but I mean that was just how the game was going. How do you feel about how the defense just was able to slow them down, or how do you feel?
I think the defense did really good. They have a pretty good offense, running the ball, getting 3 yards every play, getting a lot of third down breakouts. But the offense did really good, putting up points on the board and helping the defense out.
Now, looking forward to this week, we have a homecoming game against Biloxi at home. Just how's the prep going so far, and what are you thinking about the game?
I think so far we're doing really good prepping for the game. I don't think they're that good. I think we'll have an easy win against them.
All right, now score projection for the game. What you got?
I think it'd be 35-14.
All right, this is Chase Spring here with Peyton Jones signing off.
All right. Shout out to Coach Michael Collins, our tight end and special team coach, for sitting down with us right now on our Coaches Spotlight. Coach, sponsored by Unique Collision. You get in the crash, they're going to get you back on that road. Coach, your special teams had a huge impact in the 56-42 win over Picayune. How proud were you of your unit's performance?
Oh, man. Very proud. We did some good things. Obviously did some bad things. Gave a kickoff return for a touchdown. So that's the first thing that come to my mind when looking at the film and going back and grading my guys. So, a lot of good, but there's some bad we got to clean up. We did some very basic things, lane integrity, changed some personnel there, put some more experienced guys in the middle. But I like where we're going to be at going forward. I can't say enough about our kicker. He started off bad. He knows that. Rebounded and had a heck of a game after those first 2 kickoffs.
Right. You guys successfully recovered multiple onside kicks. What was the mindset behind the aggressiveness for strategy?
Oh man, that comes from Coach Bramlett. I'd kick him every time if he'd let me. I'm a gambler at heart. Legally, of course, we do have casinos here, so I'm allowed to do that. But I like taking chances. I feel like our defense plays well enough, and I don't even say well, and they're pretty daggum good to where if we do put them in a bad spot, Coach Carmody and all those guys are gonna, they're gonna make up for it with the bad field position. That's one thing we track, and we got a heck of a kicker that can do it. Yeah. We work it every single day. Even if it's not an onside period, we make our time valuable just somehow to get extra kicks in and work different angles and I spend a lot of time looking at personnel. So a lot of time goes into those. They weren't just lucky bounces. I mean, it was a lot of hard work involved trying to get those things done.
Bryson Fields was named Special Teams Player of the Game. What made him such a difference maker this week?
Effort. I mean, and Bryson, he can run. He is fast. He's been a what we call an L2, more of a contain on the outside, and I just kept seeing him getting better and better. And Coach House come to me and was like, man, we need to put Fields in the middle one time. Let's see what he can do. And he's small in stature and made a lot of guys miss. He's the one that drew the block in the back on one of the, I think it was the last kickoff. Even though Brody about pile drive someone, he's still standing right there. I mean, he disrupted a lot of things, and effort and attitude is what I tell them. We had a meeting the other day on kickoff. I said, that's the two things I can't coach. I can't give it to you. That's something you got to have. Yeah. Effort, attitude, you got to have the want to get down there and make a play. And, he kind of rotates in on defense. He don't get as many reps as he probably likes, but that is an aspect of the game that he can make a difference, and I was very pleased with what he did on kickoff. He ended up with a solo tackle, I think, right before the half as well.
It was a nice one, too.
I thought I was hoping he was going to punch that ball out. It was a weird sequence with how all the onside kicks worked. Yeah. And I said, there's nobody else back there but him and two of our guys. If he punches that thing out, you never know. So he was pretty daggone close to getting it.
Like you said, straight grit and hustle.
Yeah.
All right. Fans don't always realize how critical special teams are to winning. How do you get your players to embrace that role with pride?
Well, I think we talked about this last year. You get a lot of young guys on special teams. We had some young ones out there. Like I said, some personnel things, and they had a big return on our first kickoff. They returned it for a touchdown, and you don't want to replace them. You don't want to kill confidence, but at the same time, you want to win a daggone ball game. I think Jacoby and Brody and Aiden, all of them said a lot of expletives on the sideline, but basically, Coach put us in there. We're going to get it done. But, I've been blessed over the years with, our juniors and seniors are ballers. They go out there and do what they do, but we have very talented sophomores. And they know their time's coming on that side of the ball, whatever it may be. How can they make a difference in the game? Yeah. Special teams. Because like we talked about it, there's 88 different
way to get on the field.
There's 88 different positions on a football team, counting everything, and that's their way to get on. And so you get those young guys to buy in, and also they get under the lights. They hear the music, they hear the cheerleaders, they see all the hoopla and everything that goes into our production. I say of a football game, it ain't just a football game anymore. It helps kind of ease them into it come juniors. I mean, because if you go back and look, I think Coach Bramlett's first year, who's flying down the middle of the field wearing number 54 on kickoff to beat Gulfport to win a district title? Jacoby Bailey. Right. And now he's our dude. Yeah. I mean, he is a player. So getting them in those type of games to play for a district title, back when we had the talent and Trace Carters and Eric Moores and all them, it pays dividends for your program going forward.
Yeah. Who was an unsung hero on special team that the Greyhound Nation need to know about?
Unsung hero. Well, nobody knows about him yet. We had some issues with it last year. I'm gonna give my shout out to the freshman long snapper. Yeah. Because we had the issues. Garner Taylor kind of took over that job in the summer, and right as we were getting close to fall camp, he had a non-football related injury to his shoulder. Kind of important for a long snapping is to snap a ball with your shoulders, and he's a state champion wrestler, tough as nails, but couldn't do it. So here we are, 3 weeks from playing Meridian, and I'm looking around going, oh crap, I don't have a long snapper. So we're getting ninth grade rolling and getting those special teams set up, and Bladen Wilsey grabs the ball and slings it, and I said, we got something here, because Yarner was going to be close getting back from Meridian, and I just didn't want to chance it. And he took over that role, so that's been a little bit more pressure on me with ninth grade on Monday nights, because you can only get 6 quarters in a week. Yeah. So I have to 2 quarters on Monday to make sure I get him for all 4 on a Friday. because he's
They
also
don't want to come out them JV games either.
so he's also the 9th grade tight end.
Yeah.
So I kind of, with that being my position, I get to coach him there. But he's been pretty daggum good. Overall, every now and again, at the end of the day, 9th grader, they're not going to be perfect snaps every time. But I got I got a senior back there, no matter where he's snapping it, is going to catch it. And Peyton Williams pretty daggum good too.
Definitely is. He is. All right, so let's shift focus to the tight ends. The tight ends, how important are these guys or that guy to this Greyhound outfit?
Yeah, he's a bona fide dude.
He's a dude.
He is. He's something you notice that walks into the building or into a room. He's a specimen.
Catch your eye as soon as you see him.
He was like that last year. He was probably about 215, 220 pounds. We just couldn't get the ball to him, and we tried. So we had to go to that offense that we had.
And he didn't complain.
No, and that's what I think a lot of people lose sight of. They're seeing all the touchdown catches, but they forget that he can put his hand in the ground and he can whoop you with his hands coming off the line of scrimmage. So him being so versatile is just dangerous.
Yeah, him hands. He got them hands, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember it before the season started. There was a lot of people. All Chalmers do is throw to his brother. And
man, you got 6'4", 230 running across the middle field open. You throw it to him. But I think people are realizing who Hayden Berglund is, which is going to free up Chop, which is going to free up Ian. You're going to get Logan, open as well, our young sophomore, and then you get a back out of the backfield because they're all dropping. I mean, it opens up so much. All it does is make everybody else around us better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hayden Berglund. That's him. All right. What's the biggest restraint right now?
I mean, it is with Hayden or the room? Just the Hayden. Like I said, versatility. We haven't had a tight end that can do that since Evan McNally, my first year here.
Shout out to Mac.
You don't ever know what we're going to do. He could be in the slot. We can go trips, and he'll be the number 3 or 2. We could go trips nub, which is a trips to the field, or trips to the field, and him as a hand on the ground tight end. Then the very next one he could be hipped up. Then the next one he's back out wide. But we're doing all this without rotating guys from the sideline. Yeah. So you don't know what we truly are, or like what we're going to be in until we line up in it. And if we get you in a personnel mismatch, that's problems.
How do you teach a tight end to be the difference between from an offensive line blocker to a pass catcher receiver?
Well, one thing I will never do is take credit for something I haven't done.
Okay. So
Coach Brody King has been instrumental in him learning how to be a wideout.
Okay. Shout out to Coach King.
He has done some big things, and you got Coach Lampley out there trying to give his pointers, and because that guy was pretty dang good too at Southern Miss. Yeah. So he's got a lot of guys. Wayne County's finest.
Right.
He's got a lot of grown men that have played high level football to teach him a few things. And so him being out there with them, and then when he gets back in the box, that's my area. I love it. Mm-hmm. Give me the smash mouth, just hitting each other. So I get in there with Coach Lee with him. But I wish I could take all the credit.
Right.
But I can't. I'm just not that person. But he's definitely progressed so daggone much.
Other than between your kickers and your tight end group, what's the biggest growth and development that you've seen amongst both groups?
Oh man, just the maturity. A lot of maturity, and obviously with Hayden.
Yeah.
We just talked about, but also looking at my kicking room, I got 2 of them.
Pretty good.
A lot of schools would just hope to have one of my guys. I got 2 of them.
And he's young.
And one of them's young, and one of them's a 3-year guy.
Shout out to Evan.
Yeah, man. And so it was no secret we struggled. We struggled with field goals last year. Not all Peyton's fault at all. Like I said, some of the snaps were inconsistent. Our holds were inconsistent. To go into the offseason, that was big for us, was to figure out, okay, how do we use both? Because I'm not going to allow one of them to sit there and just watch. Yeah. So Peyton's maturity to say, Coach, field goal's just not my best. Mm-hmm. I'm good at it, but it's not my best one of the 3. And then to say, hey, I can hold, by the way.
Right.
And to take over that to help the young sophomore with his kicking, and to also not have to worry about Evan having to worry about kickoffs and punts. He's like, I got kickoffs and punts. Let him do field goals, and that was our conversation probably right before spring. So I say early April. I mean, it made us instantly better. They got a good rapport. High snap, he knows he's going to get it down. Low snap, he knows he's going to field it. He's going to get it down. And, I mean, we've had a few misses here and there, but that's high school. You're going to have a miss here and there for PAT. But overall, man, Peyton has been instrumental to what we wanted to do from our special teams.
Shout out to Peyton, man. All right, let's before we let you go, let's get some fun questions out of
boy.
you, man. All right, which unit keeps you up at night more, your tight ends or your
Special
teams?
teams all night, every night. Even when it was last year with Hayden and Calvin Yannick.
Yeah.
Special teams, because, I mean, to kick a field goal, 3 things got to go right. Snap, hold, and kick. You know, even a punt, 2 things got to go right. So, and, man, just that group, all of them. Because you got the younger guys that are doing these reps, and you're like, man, did you rep it enough? Did you show them what you need to show them? Did they process it? Are they just saying, yeah, I got it, and they really don't got it? So, yeah, definitely special teams. That was an easy question.
All right, if you had to give your special teams unit a nickname, like an NFL defense, what would it be?
Oh, man. Well, I'll just go with our best kickoff unit. Give me the SEAL teams.
SEAL teams.
SEAL teams, yeah. Why not, you know? And we got other names for other
Yeah.
units, but, I mean, I just want guys that are just tough, man, and hard-nosed and willing to do what it takes.
Yeah. Every time I see your 3 guys or 4 guys sometime together, I was, what you guys doing? Just kicking it?
Driving me absolutely
Right.
nuts is what they're doing. Because you can't sit on the sideline at practice and snap for 2 hours. You can't just kick. You're gonna get hurt. You know, so they got a lot of downtime, and it's God Almighty, guys, just sit there, please.
Yeah, they make the use of it. So I turned it into content with them because they got a lot of free time. You see that as you see. All right, so all right, who's the funniest player in your group? We're gonna just start in your group with Hayden in there. Who's the funniest person out of your group and the one who always cracks jokes and press Peyton?
The funniest,
Yeah.
and I don't. It's actually Connor Taylor, because some of the stuff he says, I have to. Man, how in the world did you make it to junior year of high school? Because, like, man, is that a legit question, or are you just kind of messing with me?
Yeah.
And it's sometimes he's dead serious. I don't know where he gets it from.
Yeah.
Some of the questions are off the wall,
The internet.
and he's just an inquisitive mind that is still learning.
All right, so if the Greyhounds held a special teams Olympics, which event would your group dominate?
Oh God.
You got to think about your group
You
now.
know, okay, dominate. I don't know about dominate. We could at least compete in the 100 meter.
Yeah.
Because Peyton's actually kind of fast.
Yeah.
We did we do all the 40s and all that stuff that we do. I want to say it was around like March. He ran a legit like 4.7, 4.6, 4.7. And I was very surprised that a kicker could do that.
Yeah.
But as a collective, oh man, we're not going to compete. Let's be honest. Or you know what? I'll take wrestling, because I do have a state champion wrestler in there too. So
We got one then. I was going to say bobsledding.
heck no. Man, I could just see them 4 just rolling down the ice. No, thank you.
That would be funny to me. That would be funny to me. All right, Coach. Off the field, who wins in a hot dog eating contest, you or Coach Bramlett?
Me.
Well, we seen you win.
I won the
you
wing
did,
eating
yeah,
contest.
so-
I could beat him.
Yeah, that was a dumb question, man. Thanks a lot. We'll pick that one. All right, if one of your tight ends or special teamers had to replace you and coach for a day, who would do the best job?
Cash Champagne
Yeah.
all day, because that kid is always asking questions.
Yeah.
You know, we get done with practice. Coach, can I show you something on film that I saw? I got a question about this. Or Hayden might be in with Coach King for the day when we do film session, and Cash is always asking. Like today, Hayden went in with Coach King. Hey, Coach, can you show me that punt block unit that they're on, because he's on the punt team. I want to know, how do I block this and this, because he's already watched it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Cash is he is definitely a sponge when it comes to football. You know, he also plays baseball, so I lose him when the season's over. But he's ready to come back.
Got a lot of baseball
We got a good future there in our position between Cash and we got Ben Sutton, both sophomores, and then you got Bladen coming up as a ninth grader. We got some that can catch, and we got one that, you know, Bladen likes to be in the trenches and blocking. You know, he likes to catch a ball every now and again, but I think he likes the physicality of it because he's already a big kid. He's 6'2", 200-something pounds already in ninth grade. That's nice to have.
Pretty nice. He's going to be even bigger.
Oh, yeah. No, he's going to get big.
Yeah. All right, Coach Collins, we appreciate that work you do with our tight ends and special teams. We also learned today that you don't know how to dance.
No, you ain't going to do that.
It's showing. So,
man. Well, I at least pulled Jaden in there with me and Kobe, and I said, I'm not doing this by myself, guys. It's not happening. I got to have some different beverages in me before I start dancing. It's
Shout out to Callie, our student intern in Ms. Taylor's class in the digital media class. She's making some awesome content for us with our coaches and players during the school hour days, man.
Yeah, poor old Callie, man. She has to get on that bus with me to games, road games, and the AC ain't the best. And
I got
about 20 of them on there. Yeah. I'm complaining it's hot. Alicia, please fix the air on bus 20.
All right, man. So we're going to wrap things up with our coaches spotlight with Coach Collins, who's never a stranger here. He's always here with us each and every Tuesday night, just like you can be with us. So now we're going to shift things over to our player spotlight, and today we're going to highlight Jaden Ross, our on Mississippi State commit, who will be leaving us soon here after the season, and RJ Raymond Johnson. We're going to be both of those getting their due diligence. You get to hear from them as seniors, and all these interviews are done by our very own senior student intern, Chase Spring, the tallest news reporter you'll ever see.
No kidding.
Right. You had somebody ask me today, they were like, hey, man, how tall is that kid doing the interview? I'm like, just know we supposed to have a double tight end set this year, man. So y'all lucky.
Someone asked me if we had a player that was hurt, and that's just how he got it. I was like, no, he's a basketball guy. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's shout out to Chase Spring, man, our student sideline reporter who gets all our interviews for us each and every week. So we're going to shoot over there to them, and then we're going to come back with Coach Bramlett to close things out with our keys to the game for the Biloxi week. It's homecoming week. We haven't even mentioned that none. That's how locked in we are.
Man.
Coaches don't care about that.
No.
It's a distraction.
It's a distraction.
Right. That's for the student body, not the football team.
Have your fun on Saturday. Let's go win on Friday.
With 1-0 mindset. All right. This is Coach Collins, and this is our coaching spotlight. We're going to check out and go over and pay some bills and be right back.
Go Hounds.
This is Chase Spring with Bingo Media, here with Senior Spotlight of the Week, Jaden Ross. Jaden, great week last week for the offense. Just how do you feel from the O-line standpoint, from just the offense overall? How do you feel about that game?
I feel like as an O-line, we came out, we started off very violent. We dominated the line of scrimmage the entire game. We had, like 600 rushing yards. Very violent as an offensive line.
Now, you had a big matchup last week against Alabama commit, and you held your own. Just how was that matchup for you personally and able to do that well?
I mean, I feel like it wasn't nothing crazy. I'm expected to go do my job no matter who's in front of me.
Now, looking forward to next week against Biloxi, what are you thinking about it?
I'm going to come out and dominate once again. I want to put up the same amount of points, if not more.
Now, final question. We got a score projection. What are you thinking?
I want 60.
All right. This is Chase Spring here with Jaden Ross signing off. This is Chase Spring here with RJ Johnson, Senior Spotlight of the Week. RJ, looking back at last week, a big high-scoring game. Just what do y'all see on the offensive line?
I mean, it's like I say every week. I've been up here a bunch. We get a game plan and we execute it as high as possible we can. Had a game plan last week to just dominate them in front, and that's what we did. So that's what we're trying to plan on continue doing.
Okay, so just offensive line as a group, how have y'all been growing throughout the year? Just Has it been going well, or has it been slow? Just what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, we got 4 seniors up front that have been playing together for a long time. So chemistry-wise, we're all on the same page. We just got to get our sophomore, Sebastian, up to pace. And then after that, it's just keep it rolling.
Now looking forward to next week against Biloxi at home, homecoming game. Just how have y'all prepped so far to get ready for this game?
Well, I mean, we prep every week. The last 2 days of practice ain't been the best, but we plan on stepping it up tomorrow and putting on a show for homecoming.
All right. Now I got one more question for you. What's your score projection for the game for this
Like I
Friday?
said, we plan on putting on a show. I want more points than we put up for Picayune, so I'm planning on going for 60.
All right. This is Chase Spring with RJ Johnson signing off.
All right, now we are back with Coach Bramlett for our keys to victory for this week's Ocean Springs versus Biloxi homecoming matchup. I know we haven't mentioned it in it because, like I say, coaches don't too much care about homecoming. This is not about them. This is about the community. Coaches worried about Biloxi. This segment is also sponsored by Glory Bounds. We love you and thank you for everything you do. All right. Coach, it's homecoming week here in Ocean Spring. How does that energy help you fuel your guys going into rivalry matchup like Biloxi? Is this like would you consider something like this a trap game?
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but it depends on the team's maturity of handling the situation. One, it's your region opener, and that's we love being 4-0. We love going out there winning our first 4 ball games, but none of that matters. All that matters was preparing ourselves for this moment, and it just coincidental. We only have 4 home games, and this one's got to be homecoming. And it's our first region ball game, and this is the first one that actually matters.
Yeah.
This is our first ball game who, win or lose could decide whether you're a 1 seed, a 2 seed, a 3 seed, a 4 seed, or out of the playoffs. And we got to deal with the homecoming part of it too. And homecoming's a great thing. It's a great thing to have in your community. You have homecoming parades. You got homecoming queens. Your alumni gets to come back and watch a show. And a big part of being a football coach is getting a team to understand that you're the show.
Yeah.
You're not part of the homecoming festivities.
Yep.
It's there's a lot of distractions, and if you want me to interrupt the rest of our segment, I will tell you the biggest key to victory is eliminate distractions. There's a lot of distractions coming with homecoming week, and do I want to play a region game for homecoming? Absolutely not. But that's the way our schedule was this year, and it's very hard to schedule in 7A. And your first region game is that, and I don't like it, but that's where we are.
Right.
And homecoming is great for the community. It's great for what goes on in the school, and especially in the building, and then the pep rally and all those things are good. But the distraction part, as far as playing the game, is tough on a football team and a football coach, as much as people want to believe it or don't want to believe it. And it's a tough deal to go through, and it's a tough deal every year, no matter who you're playing. Right. And I mean, last year we had to play Picayune for homecoming.
I remember.
So yeah, that's always real fun whenever you get to tell everybody you're playing Picayune for homecoming after playing Oak Grove and Madison Central and everybody else. It's like, that's the one we choose for homecoming. But it's not really the fact that it's a choice. It's just kind of where it is in the year, and we're gonna roll with it and deal with it. And I think I learned a lot about my football team on how they deal with the fact that this game is homecoming and the preparation for it, and how we come into it with the focus that we need to have on Biloxi in particular.
Yeah. Before we All right, before we let you go, can you give us our 3 keys to victory this week? You know, this has been working for us, man. So you've been spot on each week.
I don't know about spot on, but
A W is a spot on win. That's how he drew it up. Coach Lee picture come over here. I should have had that.
no. But no, our keys of victory. The first one's handling distractions, and handling distractions it comes with one the homecoming aspect of it, and then two, just getting to the game part of you got the parades, you got your homecoming dances. Whenever they do those, you got all the extracurriculars with pep rallies and everything going on in school. Handle those distractions and focus on the football game, and focus on the point that everybody's paying to come to the show, and you're the show. Mm-hmm. And you have to perform, you have to do your thing, and obviously you want to come out on top. But then our normal keys of victory is one, turnover margin. I'm never going away from that. That's going to be one every single week.
Right.
Is a turnover margin, and our defense doing a great job of creating those turnovers at opportune times, and then offensively taking care of the football. So turnover margin is going to be there every week, but we got handling distractions, turnover margin, and then being dominant at the skill position. Mm-hmm. And that's one that we hadn't talked about, and that goes from quarterback to running back to receiver to tight end to safety, corner, linebacker, whatever it is. I feel like Biloxi is very good at the skill position. And, yes, they do have a Nebraska commit on the offensive line. They are good on the line, offense and defensive, but I feel like where Biloxi shines is at the skill position, and I feel like we have to be elite at the skill position this week. And, a lot of you're always going to hear Coach talk about winning trenches. Yes, we want to win the trenches, but this week I want to win at the skill position. I want to win your individual matchups out there. If they man you up, win. Right. If you're on defense and we man them up, win. Right. Like it's take the skill out of it. Let's eliminate that. And I feel good about our trenches. I feel good about running the football, and let that part take over. If we win at our elite positions and our skill positions, feel good about it.
Yeah, we got Solo and Laney. I like my chances every time.
Yeah, well, I mean, Solo and Laney have been doing a phenomenal job. They're the best 1-2 punch I've ever had. That
says a lot. You won a state championship, man.
I mean, you can call Cam and Mayberry, and I was going to bring that up. You can call Cam and Mayberry a 1-2 punch. As a quarterback and running back that were a 1-2 punch in a run game. But then you put somebody back there and throw the football too, or run RPOs or whatever back there with them too, and then you got to account for those two cats. That's tough.
Yeah.
Cam could throw it great. He could he's an NFL running back. He could run it great as well. And then Mayberry was a Division I running back, and he's a great runner of the football. But when you put three people back there and two of them have such great attributes and run the football, one of them being a guy who's going to break tackles and then take out on you, another being a guy who's a punisher, and then you put somebody back there and throw the football and make decisions too. That's a deadly combination. Very. But I want those guys to keep developing their game, because two of them are sophomores and have a long way to go.
Oh, yeah. All right, Greyhound Nation, you heard it. Control the tempo, win the trenches, stay disciplined, and block out all distractions. So that means keep your kids at home. Keep 24-hour supervision on them. Don't let them go out rolling nobody's houses and risk going to jail or vandalizing or just having to do any of that. Just keep them in the house. We try to go 1-0 every week. We ring chasing right now.
Every single week. And rolling a house is not worth it.
It's not worth it. All right, Coach. Before we go, we want to spend a special congratulations to Coach Bramlett and his wife Crystal on welcoming their new baby girl, Johnsy Leanne Bramlett, born September 17th, same day as moi. She's now my God official. We're twins.
Goddaddy is Seneca Hampton.
Yeah, off the rip, and we are proud of both of y'all on and out the field. We're ready to meet her and bring her fully into this Greyhound culture. She's already wrapped up in blue and gray this morning.
Yes, she is.
We got some pictures. They showing Hunter? Hunter, the picture showing. Okay, we're just making sure. Yeah, we got the picture showing of it. Y'all see?
He's on top of his game.
He's on it. He's on it, man. And also, big thanks to all of our sponsors: the Garage, Singing River Connect, Unique Collision, Lady May, Glory Bound, Papa John's for making this show possible. Knucklehead, shout out to Heath, man, for allowing us to use his beautiful establishment each and every week, Tuesdays. No questions asked, man. And if he catch you in here, he going to keep you in at about 3 o'clock in the morning, man. Shout out to Heath.
100%.
All right, so this has been the Big Game Breakdown, powered by Bingo Media. I'm Bingo alongside Coach Bramlett, and we'll see you this Friday under the lights at the Pep. Let's go Greyhounds.
1-0.
1-0.